Welcome y'all to another show, Carl Briggs 73 Live. Tonight's topic is provocative. Definition to provocative is a process of thought provoking. And so before I get into that, shout out to the 2020 graduates. I had to correct that. We're reshooting right now. One of my partners, Dante Jackson, told me, man, they graduated in 2020. I made a misprint, so this is a re-record. Congratulations, man, to y'all first and foremost, right? This is a huge step. This is a huge step, right? And so moving forward now, you have to get these provocative thoughts. Now, don't get me misconstrued on what I'm trying to convey to you. And now, provocative has a spectrum to it, right? It has a two-way door, right? So let me show you. Young man walking down the street, young lady, she got on some provocative garment wear. That's not the road you want to go down, right? It's not going to be conducive to your growth. However, the thought-provoking, like this hat, for instance, it could be thought-provoking. If you look at the beat, it has these multiple colors and designs in it, right? Some people will look at it and they go, that's odd. Some people are like, hey, man, that's a kind of cool hat, and it provokes the thought, right? It can also provoke your thought to design something much, much better. And so that's what this topic is about reaching out to the youth saying, hey, use your provoking thoughts in a positive manner, right? And so you want to use your provocative thought to move forward and to grow, right? And one of our pet peeves here on this show, Carl Briggs 73 Live, as well as my constituents, one of my constituents, Dante Jackson, one of his pet peeves is we got enough basketball players and we have enough rappers. Right, and the reason we have enough rappers and basketball players because it doesn't help our system, right? This new system that we're trying to redesign, not their system, right? Which some people consider a broken system. I don't consider it a broken system because this is the system they actually designed and it's doing exactly what they want it to do. However, how do we break their system? We build our own system, right? And it starts where? Inside of the household, right? And we'll get into that in a second. One thing I want to promote is Legos. Legos help children build as well as Tetris, right? So if you have video games, you're into video games, go out and get Tetris, right? The game of chess, mathematics, it keeps the brain working as well as classical music. If you have a child under 2, play classical music for that child. It opens up the left side of their brain. It has these mathematical rhythms we're made in a lot of numbers and mathematical rhythms and waves. And so what it does is it caters to the brain waves, which they can slow down, come from their primitive brain to get to the cognitive thought process, which is the third eye, prefrontal lobe cortex. And it helps their thought-provoking ideas manifest, right? And this is where you get scientists, rocket builders, anthropologists, people of that nature, right? And this is where we want to start sending our kids. We want to morph our kids into a higher form of career. And so it comes from a provocative thought. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is the second doorway to a provocative thought. Some of my provocative thoughts growing up came from minister society, right? Growing up in gang culture, we always wanted to be the best we could be, right? And so when I seen that movie, it provoked my thoughts even more. Everybody wanted to supersede O-Dog. Even though it was a fictitious character, it's a thought-provoking thing, right? Especially if you into that endeavor, which is negativity, right? So now, this is why I brought that up, is because negativity, right? You can be provoked by negativity, right? Right? Sex, right? Alcohol, guns, right? The first time I shot a gun, right? The first time I fired a pistol, it provoked a thought in my head. Okay, it was on New Year's. I said, wow. Right? Which eventually landed me somewhere else, right? So you want to watch what's provoking your thoughts, right? And so imagination should be catered to your positive imagination. Parents, if you see your child and he has a positive imagination, don't stop him. However, cater to it, invest in it. So moving forward. Another thing is, like I said, we need more judges. We need more presidents, right? And it has no specific face on it, right? In light of what's going on, these protests and whatnot. However, the face of a school of thought, right? So if a person is an equal opportunist, right, and also for the people, right? So this don't have a color. You want the world to be better. So I push for that, right? And these are the kind of people that we need. These are the kind of police officers that we need. The ones that have been trained properly inside the home by the parent to have moral, right? Not the ones that have been trained by watching somebody drinking alcohol or watching somebody be abusive or watching somebody manipulate the system, right? And because they bring this doctrinate inside of the job, right? And so, how do we change the system? It starts inside the home, or how we the substance and the content that we give our kids, like, right? People don't go sit down at the park no more, and with their children and just have a sandwich or two, with the mother and the child, right, and just really get in tune with the family, right, and give them that responding. So this is what my show is about. It's reaching back out to the youth. But remember, you could be the state of mind, because you could have a 50-year-old man, with a 13-year-old school of thought, right, and he could be taught as well, right. So now, back to this word provocative, right? Again, provocative has a different, multiple levels, so you have to be aware of it. So don't just take provocative wholeheartedly and say, I'm going to run with that. Because you have to be aware that your thoughts can be provoked by numerous amounts of things, right? And once again, I say Dante Jackson, one of his things is that basketball thing. We got enough basketball players. Yeah, watch basketball, right? But can you find something else that may be conducive to the system, conducive to the world, right? We got enough of that. We have enough. There's too many rappers, right? Too many singers. I too was a part of the hip hop culture, but now I no longer believe that this is just it for us, right? Or take it for instance. Congratulations once again to 2020 graduates. You did a great job, right? But you have some parents that will sit there and tell you, "That's all I wanted. You did what I wanted," right? No. There's much more after that, right? Because we need people in position, right? If you see what's going on in the world and it's bothering you, and you got an opportunity to get in one of those positions, then I too support that, right? So don't just let this graduation and then settle for working at El Pollo Loco, settle for working at McDonald's, settle for working at the shoe warehouse down here on Crenshaw, Leimert Park, right? Right? So we want to get you guys to become astronauts, and we need to figure out how we're gonna get out of here. If we had an emergency, how would we get out of here, right? We want to know how to build homes and houses and go buy land, right? And we need lawyers and things of that nature, right? Shoot for the stars, right? Don't just settle for a Pollo Local because you graduated, right? And then you got the car note, you living paycheck to paycheck. I live paycheck to paycheck. Right, so I had to have a thought. Something provoked my thought to make me a show. I wanted my own talk show, and YouTube provided a platform for that. So I put blood, sweat, and tears in it. So my thoughts are always being provoked to better my show. Right, as you see, as the times progress, there will be more content. There will be, I will elevate my game, and some shows to come. I'm working on that now. I'm always thinking of the next best story. Also, as you know, my show is not unscripted. However, I put the tenacity in it as if it does have producers. I put the tenacity in it as if it is unscripted. However, it's not. But it's because my thoughts are always being provoked, right? And information, and it's for a positive good. It's for a greater good, right? And also, it's a platform to help us change these situations, right? One of my thoughts was provoked the other night when I found out the cops had murdered another guy out in Atlanta. And in my mind, it was provoked, right? It was provoked. And I almost got on the thing and said some things that could have hurt me show-wise, because in the community here, we have to be mindful of what's being said and what content am I putting out. And so I caught it. I said, okay, my thoughts is being provoked by what? Emotion, right? Anger, right? And so I don't want to come on the platform with something like that because then it becomes resistant versus respondent. My show is strictly about respondents and change, which is Carl Briggs 73 Live, Street Psychology 101. Now, before I go, I just want to say to the people, right? Continue to build with your kids, right? There is no limits. Don't set limitations on them. Yeah, you guys did a good job this year. Kudos. Go out and get your free tacos from Boss Moms. I'll be giving the location up tomorrow. I think they're passing out the free tacos for the graduates, 2020 graduates on the 19th. I'll inform you more like tomorrow, like I said. Um, with that said, thank you for tuning in to my show. All my subscribers, man, my family, you guys with family. Uh, I have a lot more substance. I'll be doing some road trips and stuff of that nature. Finding new clothing stores, think the next best thing, next best models, next best music artists, R&B artists, next best scientists, these little childhood geniuses, and interviewing the children and getting into the community, walking amongst the people. So with that said, watch what thoughts are provoking your future. Good night.